I broke my truck. Check this out.
Brought to you in part by Cranbrook Toyota.
That is not how the battery is supposed to sit. You can actually see the inner fender has completely separated from the rad support. Yeah, this was not making contact with my steering box before. It is down a good like 2-3 inches from where it's supposed to be. So let's pull the battery out and see what the heck is going on. So taking a closer look, it looks like all the spot welds holding this inner fender in place just broke, essentially. So I'm gonna use my jack and try to push this back up and then weld it back in place and then try to figure out a way to brace it. So here's the idea. Jack, piece of wood. That actually worked really good. So yeah, this is where this inner fender should be. It's a pretty significant gap. But while I'm down here, I'm noticing like the whole inner structure here, like it's all separating and kind of falling apart. So I could tack weld it all like back together, but I don't know if I trust throwing a battery back in here without some major bracing. But I've got an idea. Back here behind the driver's seat, there is a beauty little cubby here. This one right here that the cat's hanging out in. So I think if I take this panel off, I can mount the battery back here and just completely relocate it. What do you think about that plan, Phoenix? Is that a good idea? Thank you for being there for size reference. So it's been about a month since I fixed this. Let me show you the final result. And there's the battery mounted here. For now, I'm just using this ratchet strap to hold it into place. As you can see, we got 2 wires, the positive and the negative, which follow down the truck, down into these 2 distribution blocks here. And with the cover off here, you can see how I have everything tied in. As I said, I've been using the setup for about a month so far, and there's been 0 issues. I've even done some winching with this power system, and everything seems to be working just great. We finally got something for the Tacoma that it has needed desperately since we built it. Can you guess what that is? Tires! I am sick of looking at this truck with these bald and cupped Pro Comp tires. We went on Facebook Marketplace, and these guys came up for 800 bucks. This is a set of 4, 40 by 13.5 R17, and I mean, they're not perfect. They still have a ton of tread, especially compared to these tires, and there's a little bit of rot in them, but for 800 bucks, these will get us snow wheeling this winter, so that's what I'm looking forward to most. So how about we head down to our friends at Cranbrook Toyota and see if they can get this thing in the shop and get those tires mounted. So you guys might have noticed a change in the start of my videos recently. The videos haven't been brought to you in part by Alpine Toyota. Instead, they've been brought to you in part by Cranbrook Toyota. They're the same company, they just got a brand spanking new dealership, and with that, a change of name. So let's go see if they can help us out. It's got suspension travel. Gears off. Good Lord. It's just like every other stock Tacoma. They've all got 8 lug nuts. This truck is actually identical to this truck. Double cab short bed TRD Sport 2nd gen, but mine does look a little different. These tires are light. These Pro Comps are very light compared to the ones that are going on it. They are light.
Yeah, for 40s, they're a lot lighter than you'd think.
lot smoother than I was expecting it to be.
Yeah, it's like
A lot of fun already.
Yeah,
And it's just on the road.
yeah. This truck is like for how modified it is. It drives pretty freaking nice.
It's a far cry from anything stock. That's for sure.
A far cry. It is stock. It's a stock third gen. I'd like to give a huge shout out to Cranbrook Toyota. And not just because they're able to squeeze me in, get these tires mounted today, but just for their continued support here at Dirt Garage. If you're looking for a new or used Toyota or need service and parts, make sure you check out Cranbrook Toyota. So you guys might remember at the end of the 30-day vlog build series for this Tacoma, we actually took it to a car show in a very unfinished form. The fiberglass wasn't painted. We had to trailer the thing. It was still missing bits and pieces here and there. But tomorrow, Street Cats is actually putting on their season-ending car show. So we need to get this thing ready. Starting with this guy. This is actually a synthetic rope fairlead from Yankum Ropes. Yes, Dirt Garage is finally working with Yankum Ropes. They sent us some gear. We got this, and they also sent us some gear like a recovery rope and some soft shackles. So, seeing how we now represent Yankum, I think it's fitting to throw some of their gear on for the show. Now you might be thinking, what's the big deal? I just swapped out one fairlead for another. But this is a grooved fairlead, meaning the winch line can kind of wrap around it like that. Which means if you take this little metal thing off the end of your winch line, you can actually wrap it around here, suck it tight, and make just the whole packaging of your winching setup that's a lot cleaner, a lot tighter, and I don't have to have that hook that comes down and connects to this sucker. And not to mention, it's just a good looking fairlead as well. But now I'm stuck with the question of how do I get this little metal thing off? There is a gap in there. Like I could probably take my grinder and cut it, or a Dremel and cut it, and be super careful about it and not hit the line. But at the end of the day, if I do hit the line, it's not that big of a deal either. I can just cut off the end and re-loop it, but I'm gonna try to avoid that. And there is our loop. Cutting this out with the grinder wasn't too bad. There was a bit of a gap in here. The trick is to cut it on two sides, because originally I tried cutting this open like straight down the middle and prying it open, but it just wasn't working. So I ended up cutting it on both sides and got this out without even hurting it, which is awesome. So let's see how this guy works. So I think, so if we go like that, wrap it around there, and then suck it up. And just like that, the rope end is entirely integrated and self-contained inside the fairlead itself. No more going off hooking it wherever else you need. It's as simple as pulling this back out, putting it on a soft shackle, connecting to whatever the heck you want to connect to. I think that works great. Moving over to the rear here, something else Yankum Ropes sent us is this rear hitch recovery point. So this guy just slides right into your hitch receiver, just like that, and then put a pin in, and now we've got a rear recovery point that you can use with a soft shackle. Now, we can't really go to a car show, can we, with this thing as it currently looks. It is filthy. So next on the list is car wash montage.
to touch. You know I got the juice, and I'm out here making moves. Gonna send you to the moon.
So now that the truck is clean, Phoenix stopped by to tell you guys about today's sponsor, TouchUpDirect. See what Phoenix is looking at here? He's pointing out all these little tiny chips. This truck is just full of little nicks. That is where the TouchUpDirect Essential Kit comes into play. They give you a primer, a base coat, and a clear coat. Plus, you get some sandpaper, wax and grease remover, and polishing compound. So this rather large chip right here goes all the way through the paint. This is right into bare metal. So we're gonna start by sanding that guy down. Now on each of these touch-up pens, you have either like a felt style pen, or you can use the brush side to brush on the paint. So we'll clean this surface with the wax and grease remover, and then with that dry, we'll apply the primer. As you can see, I've got this whole A-pillar just covered in primer and all these little tiny nicks. Let's try out this color coat. That color match is perfect. And now last, we will repeat the exact same process, but with the clear coat. Honestly, TouchUpDirect's color match is really, really good. Anyways, thank you TouchUpDirect for sponsoring this video, and if you guys are interested in checking them out, I'll leave a link in the description below. And here we are, downtown Cranbrook. This is where the Street Cats Automotive year-end car show is this year, and it seems to be a pretty solid turnout. The truck looks great. We got placed down here with the rest of the 4x4s, and I think it's the best looking one here. Well, it has been an awesome day here at the Street Cats Automotive car show, and guess what?
We won best in class.
We won best in our class. In the off-road class, we are taking home a trophy. And of course, yeah, that is a first for Dirt.Garage. We've entered our vehicles into quite a few shows now. That's the first time we actually got to take home a trophy.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Even Sam's excited.
Pretty cool.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching this week's episode of Dirt.Garage, and thank you again to TouchUpDirect for sponsoring this video. If you guys want to check out TouchUpDirect for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Also, if you're interested in that Fairlead or anything Yankum Ropes has to offer, I have a link in the description down below. It is an affiliate link, so if you guys buy stuff with that link, it directly supports the channel. Anyways, that's about it. See you guys in the next one. Peace.